List of 10 most expensive countries in the world. 1. Switzerland. Switzerland is generally considered to be an expensive destination for tourists. The high cost of living in the country, coupled with a strong currency, makes it difficult for tourists to find affordable options for food, accommodations, and activities. However, the cost of traveling in Switzerland can vary depending on individual preferences and budget. It is possible to enjoy a trip to Switzerland while keeping costs under control by making smart choices and avoiding overpriced tourist traps. 2. Norway. Norway is expensive for tourists due to its strong currency, high taxes, and remote location, which raises the cost of goods and services. Accommodations cost from 1,000 to 2,000 NOK per night, while eating out can cost around 200 Norwegian kroner per person. Transportation is also expensive, with one-way tickets costing up to 60 Norwegian kroner. Popular activities like fjord cruises and ski passes can also be expensive, costing around 500 Norwegian kroner for a one-day pass. Tourists can save money by researching, finding affordable accommodations, and making smart choices on food and activities. 3. Iceland. Iceland is an expensive destination due to its remote location and dependence on imported goods. Accommodations cost from 15,000 ISK per night for basic rooms to 30,000 ISK or more for high-end hotels. Eating out can cost 4,000 ISK per person, and renting a car starts from 4,000 ISK per day. Popular activities such as glacier walks and hot springs can also be expensive, costing up to 15,000 ISK. Tourists can save money by researching, finding affordable accommodations, and making smart choices on food and activities. 4. Japan. Japan is known to be expensive, especially in cities like Tokyo and Kyoto. Accommodations range from 8,000 to 30,000 Japanese yen per night, while a meal in a mid-range restaurant can cost 3,000 to 5,000 Japanese yen per person. Public transportation is efficient and costs 200 to 400 Japanese yen for a one-way ticket. Popular activities such as visiting Disneyland or Universal Studios can be expensive, costing up to 8,000 Japanese yen. Tourists can save money by researching, finding affordable accommodations, choosing budget-friendly food options, and cost-effective activities. 5. Denmark. Denmark, especially cities like Copenhagen, can be expensive for tourists. Accommodations start at 800 to 1,200 DKK per night, with high-end hotels costing 2,500 DKK or more. Eating out, especially in tourist areas and high-end restaurants, can be expensive, with a mid-range meal costing 150 to 250 DKK. Public transportation is efficient, with a one-way ticket in Copenhagen costing 24 to 36 DKK. Renting a car is not recommended due to expensive parking. Popular activities like visiting the Tivoli Gardens cost upwards of 165 DKK. Tourists can save money by researching affordable accommodations, budget-friendly food options, and cost-effective activities. 6. South Korea. South Korea can be affordable or expensive for tourists, depending on budget and spending habits. Accommodations in cities like Seoul range from 50,000 to 200,000 KRW per night. Food can be affordable, with mid-range restaurant meals costing 10,000 to 15,000 KRW, or budget-friendly with street food and local restaurants. Efficient public transportation in Seoul costs 1,200 to 2,500 KRW. Renting a car is not recommended due to navigating difficulty and expensive parking. Popular activities like visiting Gyeongbokgung Palace cost 3,000 KRW, while others like theme parks or ski resorts can be more expensive. Tourists can save money by researching affordable accommodations, budget-friendly food options, and cost-effective activities. 7. Hong Kong. Hong Kong is considered expensive for tourists, especially for accommodations and food. Accommodations can start from 600 Hong Kong dollars to 3,000 per night. Mid-range restaurant meals cost 100 Hong Kong dollars to 200. Public transportation is efficient and costs 10 Hong Kong dollars to 20. Taxis are available but expensive, especially during peak hours. Popular activities like visiting Victoria Peak or taking a tour can be affordable or expensive depending on the activity. To save money, tourists can research affordable accommodations, budget-friendly food options, and cost-effective activities. 8. United States. The cost of travel in the U.S. varies depending on location, season, and personal preferences. Accommodations range from budget-friendly to luxurious and cost $50 to $300 per night. Eating out costs $10 to $100 plus per person. Transportation costs vary based on mode and location, with rental cars being expensive, public transportation costing $2 to $5, and taxis also being expensive in large cities. Activities range from affordable, like visiting national parks, to expensive, like theme parks or skydiving. To save money, tourists can research budget-friendly accommodations, food, and activities in advance. 9. Singapore. Singapore is expensive for tourists, with hotel stays costing SGD 50 to 300 per night. Eating out costs SGD 10 to 100 plus per person. Transportation is affordable with MRT rides costing SGD 2 to 5, but taxis can be expensive during peak hours. Activities range from affordable, like visiting Gardens by the Bay, to expensive, like going to Universal Studios. To save money, research budget-friendly options for accommodations, food, and activities beforehand. 10. Ireland. Ireland is an average to slightly expensive destination with hotel stays costing €30 to 200 plus per night. Eating out ranges from €10 to 50 plus per person. Transportation is affordable with one-way tickets on public transport costing €2 to 5. Renting a car is an option but can be expensive. Tourist activities range from affordable, like visiting the cliffs of Moher, to expensive, like a hot air balloon ride. To save money, research budget-friendly accommodations, food, and activities in advance. In conclusion, the cost of travel varies greatly depending on the destination and individual preferences. Destinations such as Switzerland, Norway, Iceland, Japan, Denmark, South Korea, Hong Kong, the United States, Singapore, and Ireland all offer varying levels of affordability for tourists. Accommodation costs range from budget-friendly options like hostels to more luxurious options like high-end hotels. Eating out, transportation, and activities also contribute to the overall cost of travel, with prices ranging from budget-friendly to expensive. To save money, it's recommended to research budget-friendly options for accommodations, food, and activities beforehand.